Borgia, thou once wert almost too august and high for adoration. Now thou'rt dust. All that remains of thee these plaits unfold, calm hair meandering in pellucid gold. And now page 656, A. Housman, When I Was 21. When I was 21, I heard a wise man say, give crowns and pounds and guineas, but not your heart away. Give pearls away and rubies, but keep your fancy free. But I was 21, no use to talk to me. When I was 21, I heard him say again, the heart out of the bosom was never given in vain. 'Tis paid with sighs aplenty, and sold for endless rue. And I am 22, and oh, 'tis true, 'tis true.
Now we've reached chapter 22, closed form, open form.
And first, John Keats, The Living Hand Now Warm and Capable, page 662. This living hand, now warm and capable of earnest grasping, would, if it were cold, and in the icy silence of the tomb, so haunt thy days and chill thy dreaming nights, that thou wouldst wish thine own heart dry of blood, so in my veins red life might stream again, and thou be conscience calmed. See, here it is. I hold it towards you. And now, on page 668, Michael Drayton, Since There's No Help, Come Let Us Kiss and Part. Since there's no help, come let us kiss and part. Nay, I have done, you get no more of me. And I'm glad, yea, glad with all my heart, that thus so cleanly I myself can free. Shake hands forever, cancel all our vows, and when we meet at any time again, be it not seen in either of our brows that we one jot of former love retain. Now, at the last gasp of love's latest breath, when his pulse failing, passion speechless lies, when faith is kneeling by his bed of death, and innocence is closing up his eyes, now, if thou wouldst, when all have given him over, from death to life thou mightst him yet recover.
On page 674, by Dylan Thomas, Do not go gentle into that good night. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day, rage, rage against the dying of the light. Though wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning, they do not go gentle into that good night. Good men the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bay, rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight, and learned too late they grieved it on its way, do not go gentle into that good night. Grave men near death, who see with blinding sight, blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay, rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Now on page 679, by E. Cummings, Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills, defunct, who used to ride a water-smooth silver stallion and break 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pigeons just like that. Jesus, he was a handsome man. And what I want to know is, how do you like your blue-eyed boy, Mr. Death?
Now page 681, William Carlos Williams, The Dance. Also look at the picture on page 680. In Bruegel's great picture, The Kermesse, the dancers go round, they go round and around, the squeal and the blare and the tweedle of bagpipes, a bugle and fiddles tipping their bellies, round as the thick-sided glasses whose wash they impound, their hips and their bellies off balance to turn them, kicking and rolling about the fairgrounds, swinging their butts, those shanks must be sound to bear up under such rollicking measures, prance as they dance, in Bruegel's great picture, The Kermesse. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have done that.
Now we're on chapter 15, Words, on page 535 by William Carlos Williams. This is just to say, I have eaten the plums that were in the icebox and which you were probably saving for breakfast. Forgive me. They were delicious, so sweet, and so cold.
Now page 542, Richard Wilbur, In the Elegy Season. Haze, char, and the weather of All Souls. A giant absence mopes upon the trees. Leaves cast in casual potpourris whisper their scents from pits and cellar holes. Or brood in gullies, steeped in wells, they spend in chilly steam their last aromas, yield from shallow hells a revelance of field and orchard air. And now the envious mind, which could not hold the summer in my head while bounded by that blazing circumstance, parades these barrens in a golden trance, remembering the wealthy season dead, and by an autumn inspiration makes a summer all its own. Green boughs arise through all the boundless backward of the eyes, and the soul bathed in warm conceptual lakes. Less proud than this, my body leans an ear past cold and colder weather, after wings' soft commotion, the sudden race of springs, the goddess tread heard on the dayward stair, longs for the brush of the freighted air, for smells of grass and cordial lilac, for the sight of green leaves building into the light and azure water hoisting out of wells. And then, page 558, William Wordsworth, My Heart Leaps Up. My heart leaps up when I behold a rainbow in the sky. So was it when my life began, so is it now I am a man. So be it when I shall grow old, or let me die. The child is father of the man, and I could wish my days to be bound each to each by natural piety.
Now chapter 16, Saying and Suggesting.
Page 562, William Blake, London. I wander through each chartered street, near where the chartered Thames does flow, and mark in every face I meet marks of weakness, marks of woe. In every cry of every man, in every infant's cry of fear, in every voice, in every ban, the mind-forged manacles I hear. How the chimney sweeper's cry every blackening church appalls, and the hapless soldier's sigh runs in blood down palace walls. But most through midnight streets I hear how the youthful harlot's curse blasts the newborn infant's tear, and blights with plagues the marriage hearse.
Page 568 by Robert Frost, Fire and Ice. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if I had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that For destruction, ice is also great, and would suffice.
And now chapter 23, Poems for the Eye. Page 697, William Blake, A Poison Tree. I was angry with my friend, I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe, I told it not, my wrath did grow. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears, and I sunned it with smiles, and with soft deceitful wiles, and it grew both day and night, till it bore an apple bright, and my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. And into my garden stole, when the night had, oh dear, veiled the pole. Pretty stuff, you can't read it.
Yeah, that's right. And now on the handout, again page 4 after the syllabus, first we have by Alan Farber, Skipping Stones. One sure hand, a deliberate wrist. 7 times it dared to kiss the stone and tease the waiting grave, leap splash the abandoned dance, then disappear behind a rippling trail. And by William Burford, A Christmas Tree. Star, if you are a love compassionate, you will walk with us this year. We face a glacial distance who are here huddled at your feet.
And now chapter 14, Listening to a Voice. Page 510, Theodore Retke, My Papa's Waltz. The whiskey on your breath could make a small boy dizzy, but I hung on like death, such waltzing was not easy. We romped until the pans slid from the kitchen shelf. My mother's countenance could not unfrown itself. The hand that held my wrist was battered on one knuckle. At every step you missed, my right ear scraped a buckle. You beat time on my head with a palm caked hard by dirt, then waltzed me off to bed, still clinging to your shirt.
On page 517, by William Wordsworth, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils. On page 517, by William Wordsworth, I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze. Continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way, they stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed